All right, it is okay. First of all, where are my PMDD girlies at? Because luteal phase is kicking my ass right now. Kicking my actual ass. Okay, even if you don't suffer from PMDD, welcome. Maybe you are still experiencing the kind of energy right now, and it might be something that is totally unexpected to you. Okay, first up, straight away while I'm shuffling for today's collective message, on the way home from work, it's strange, I seem to be getting like channels on the way home from work, and it's beautiful because I drive down a mountain. It's like a 25-minute drive from work to my house, and I drive down this beautiful mountain, and it's like this valley type of thing. So mountains could be significant, valleys could be significant. So on the way home from work, I was channeling, a channeled song came into my mind, and it's a song I have not heard for the longest freaking time. My People by The Presets. Okay, if you're not Aussie, you might not, I don't know how big The Presets got. I don't know if that song sort of left the Australian music scene or not. But if not, it was a song from 2008, but it was such a Aussie like banger back then. And I didn't actually know the energy that I was channeling from it was like, the song came into my head, like I'm here with all of my people, na na na. Ahead of its time, I will say. But I got this like, the channeling that came with it was like this sense of feeling like you are addressing your people, not in the sense of like being a ruler, but sort of your people. You are someone who is here to guide, to rule, to govern in some sort of capacity, not in a traditional sense of like a kingdom, but you're here to rule and guide and govern your people, whoever that may or may not be. Fun fact, when I was looking at the lyrics of the song, I didn't know, but that song was about like the Australian asylum seekers. So it's a political song. I had no idea. And to be quite honest, now I'm connecting that with the ICE stuff that's happening at the moment. So I don't know how that ties in. It may just be, and I'm not going to try to analyze it too much, but what I want to see today is the collective. My collective is like dealing with some mundane stuff. So you could be someone who does suffer from PMDD. If not, you are suffering from PMDD like symptoms, and it's like not, the cause of it isn't PMDD. The cause of it is just either your mental health or external stresses, or maybe something spiritual for you. But I feel like a lot of those who are going to be tuning into this may be resonating with that. Okay. The energy is a bit scattered. The energy is like this feeling of like hopelessness and helplessness. Sort of like this nihilistic existentialism. Nihilism. Just really not knowing or not caring, or just sort of feeling done, sort of feeling a soft impatience. And what I mean by a soft impatience is not this like, it's not, okay. Spirit's giving it to me in a way that I will understand. I have ADHD and I'm also autistic. And when I was getting my ADHD diagnosis, there was 2 different subtypes of ADHD that they basically, during the assessment period or process. So either hyperactive or inattentive type, okay? And when you think of someone who has hyperactive ADHD, they're all over the place physically. They may be just, imagine an impatient, hyperactive ADHD person, right? So it's not that kind of impatience that I'm channeling. It's the inattentive type of ADHD impatience, right? That's the analogy that Spirit's giving it to me. So it's like, that's what I mean by soft impatience. It's like, it doesn't look like impatience. And it doesn't feel like impatience. It doesn't feel like restlessness to you, but it's there. It's there. For those of you who are suffering with, that do actually have PMDD, and you're tuning into this and you're like in your like luteal phase, and you maybe this message is resonating with you, that soft impatience is because of your luteal phase. So you may be well and good and all right and content, but it's that soft impatience that sort of has you, it's like your hormones are really driving that. So just even if that's not resonating with you specifically, that doesn't mean that this message still can't be for you. That's just a sort of very specific set of things. So I'm using my Rider-Waite deck today. There's lots of shuffling going on because I haven't used this deck in a very long time, and I'm just straight channeling at this point. So let's see what the collective, what's going on for the collective. And I feel like I want to ask Spirit to show me what's happening in a practical way instead of just the energetics behind it, because I feel like I've tapped into the energetics of this. So what's actually going on in the collective's lives? That Empress came up in a personal reading I did on myself yesterday, okay, and it's giving that I'm here with all of my people energy that I was channeling. 3 of Pentacles, the High Priestess. Okay, so what's happening is that's where this soft impatience is coming in. Okay, it's way too many. You've been doing this. You've been pursuing something. You've been actively pursuing. Okay, you've been actively pursuing something. Doesn't matter what it is. It's like the energy of pursuing. You've been the pursuant in a situation. You have been putting in the effort. You have been toiling away. You have been creating, crafting, building, and you've been doing so and trusting and letting your intuition, your connection to the divine drive the steps that you take. You've been doing all the right things, but there's still this like feeling of defeat. There's still this feeling of like, yeah, and things aren't clear yet. You're not seeing the results. You're still in the very beginning, in the beginning phases of what it is you're pursuing, whether it be a job, a relationship, I don't know. It could be, it's going to be a multitude of different things for different people. You're seeing yourself as in the beginning stages, even though you've been doing this for like for like 6 months. I feel like that's specific to this collective. Six months you've been toiling away. You've been like, and you're sort of just like, when am I going to start to see some movement? And it's getting you down a little bit. I'm not saying that it's getting you down in a sense that like it's detrimental to what it is you're doing. I think Spirit's just wanting to address that first. Okay, so I'm hearing that some of you are being a little bit too hard on yourself. And then I'm also, as soon as I said that, I also heard like, or got the feeling of like you saying back to me, or like the collective energy saying back to me, no, I'm not being hard on myself, or maybe so, but the fact is I've been been taking all the right steps. I've been pursuing this relentlessly. I've been trying to be healthy about it. I've done all the right things. I've covered all my bases. And I just don't know what to do, because like it feels balanced. Your energy feels balanced, but your energy feels like, it feels like you're inquiring, like just touching base, just following up. It's like this, you're feeling this like, this soft impatience. And it is, it's funny because I'm thinking like I'm interpreting. Spirit's like, yeah, it's taking a while. It's been taking a while. I'm not gonna, like, Spirit's like saying to, like, I don't have anything to tell you. Like, you're not to tell the collective, like, oh, well, you've got to do this or you've got to do that, or, you know, like, you can't be impatient, or like, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to say. It's just, that's just how it is. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, oh, you can't be impatient, or, oh, you've got to wait, or it's right around the corner, because at this point in your journey, saying that it's right around the corner or it's right here feels just as frustrating. Like, I don't give a fuck. I just want results. I just want to see the results of the effort that I've put in. There should be results by now. Where is it? The Four of Wands. I feel like some of you may be, how do I even articulate that feeling over there? Some of you feel like you're waiting for something to happen, or to start seeing the results, but the results are already here. It's just in increments. It's just come in increments, and there is growth. You've seen growth, but you haven't seen what you've wanted to see. Okay? So there is something to celebrate here, or there is, like, you have celebrated your wins and you have seen incremental growth, but you've not seen what you have wanted to see yet when it comes to what it is you're pursuing. The Moon and the King of Cups. Just bear with me. I'm just going to zoom out in my brain. Like, there's a perspective shift that needs to happen here. Not necessarily with you. I think you're open to having a perspective shift. There's no, okay. You're not delusional. By me saying, like, okay, there is growth here, you've seen growth here, you're not actively waiting or praying on, like, something. Like, you're not in the manifestation phase. You're in the gestating stage. Like, you're already living the manifestations, but you're just not seeing the payoff that you would like to see. It's not even, you're not seeing the payoff that you should have seen by now. It's just, you're not seeing the payoff that you would like to see. You're not seeing a payoff that feels fulfilling for you, that feels exciting for you. And it's funny because it's like Spirit's saying, like, you're not delusional. You know, usually when you get when you watch readings of this type of situation, they're always like, it's here, you just need to shift your perspective, or it's here, you just need to do this. There's, like, you don't need to change anything because you're open to perspective. You're hoping that it is a matter of you needing to look at things a different way, or you're hoping it's something, like, you're hoping that it's here and you just haven't realized that you need to go and pick up your parcel from the post office type of thing. Spirit's saying you're not, you don't need to, like, you're grounded in this. So why isn't it here? Nine of Wands. Okay, so when I was talking about you're just not seeing the results that you want, there's something significant about that. There could be, for some of you, there could be this idea or a subconscious idea or belief that you might be inadvertently putting a restriction on your manifestation because of you feel this resistance. You're feeling resistance. That's the impatience, because you're like, oh, why isn't it here yet? And it's because in your mind, you're subconsciously connecting, or you're subconsciously connecting the fact or the idea that because it isn't here, it means it's not ready yet. It means it's not the right time. It means you have to wait longer. And there's something restrictive about that you might not realize, or, I mean, you and me both, sis, but like, there's something to do with that is playing a part here. There is no limit. It goes deeper than, it's different. It goes deeper than a belief. Believing you deserve it. Like, it's none of that shit. This is a, some of you might really be neurodivergent. And you might be looking at this, or you may have been conditioned, you would have been conditioned to look at the idea of manifestation, or the idea of pursuing something and getting it through a neurotypical lens. Fuck, this is deep. And that neurotypical lens that you have been conditioned to apply to your perspective on this endeavor is what's actually slowing the flow. It's not blocked, but the flow is slowed. I'm seeing in my mind's eye like a blocked dam. Water is still trickling through, but there's like a buildup of sticks and debris in the dam. Blocked gutters. It's still trickling out. The flow is blocked. The Nine of Swords and the Death card. I keep hearing toil and trouble in my head. Very significant to Halloween time. So something by Halloween time, you will start to see this sort of, you will start to see how to clear the debris, because the debris is going to be different for each of you. And toil and trouble. Toil and trouble is like laborious. Hocus Pocus could be a sign for some of you. Or there could be a message in there that helps you clear the debris in that movie. I've never seen the movie. I know there's a lot of hype. So there could be something to do with that. Strength card. The World card. Lots of major arcana here. This is sort of like a big lesson that you're actually learning on how to you'll be realizing how you have been applying a neurotypical lens to your endeavors and to your manifestations. Like, this is a lesson, not a lesson, but you're unlearning something here. You're unlearning this conditioning. But this is major, because this is a completion of an old way of being. It's like success hasn't been a foreign concept to you, but being able to bask in it has always seemed to elude you because of the neurotypical lens on this restriction, restricting the flow of success, of abundance, of growth. Five of Cups. Page of Wands. 10 of Cups. It's funny because as soon as I'm trying to tune into what that is, nothing is in my head right now. Nothing. It is, and that usually happens to me when there is a concept or something I'm trying to understand that I'm really struggling to grasp the concept of. Let me put, because we've got a lot of cards here, let me put them back and reshuffle and see if I can, the spirit can point it out to me in a different way. Bear with me a second, guys. Feel free to skip ahead. I'm just going to really allow, something to do with allowing. I'm really going to allow the concept to materialize. You see the language that I'm using there? I'm dissociated right now. I was in a stare. I'm yawning. There's something about, to you, that might have looked like I've lost focus, that I'm not tuned in, that I'm not channeling. And I would have felt that I would have appeared that way too. However, I feel like that was me grounding. Me allowing myself to go deeper into the channeling. That was me opening myself deeper, which is very interesting. And I feel like that, again, is a metaphor for what it is I'm trying to understand for this collective. I'm trying to... This is something about the way things look, the way things are supposed to happen. I don't think it's as simple as the concept of, oh, just because you can't see what's happening behind the scenes doesn't mean nothing's happening. It's like that, but it's deeper than that, because we know that's common knowledge. But there's something about, this goes deeper because of the way in which you were conditioned to apply a neurotypical lens to your endeavors, to your pursuits, to your dreams, to your manifestations. And it doesn't make sense to your neurodivergent brain. Your brain it cannot comprehend it the same way that neurotypicals can. That's the point I'm trying to make. But just bear with me. Stay with me. Feel free to skip ahead. There's this idea that things happen in their own time, which, yes, but also no. That's part of the message. We are taught that things happen when they're meant to. Feel how the aversion you feel to that statement. 5 of Swords just popped out, and the 4 of Cups. This energy of waiting your turn. The Knight of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Waiting your turn because you were told that you had to wait your turn. And if it's not happening, then it's not your turn yet. There's something that needs to be deconditioned to do with that. It's the autistic experience of, you don't have to be autistic to grasp this meaning, but it's like the autistic experience of taking things quite literally. For example, it's like Spirit showing me, like, in my young autistic brain, being told over and over again, or being taught about waiting your turn, being patient. And my autistic brain taking that quite literally because my young brain was developing. This is actually very multi-dimensional. This is a very, this is going to be right on the money for some people, and it's going to be giving them the message they need. And for other people, this is really going to be touching on things that are close to home. So like maybe you are autistic and you're realizing, if you are autistic and you know anything about being like about autism and the autistic experience of taking things quite literally and misunderstanding things and not understanding things through the neurotypical experience, or based on neurotypical rules, unspoken rules. Like, it's a given that waiting your turn, right? For the example, it's a given in a neurotypical world that waiting your turn, you have to wait until it's your turn, is, well, when you're in line, you wait until it's your turn. You wait until you're called next up to the counter, or when you have a ticket, you wait until your number's called, right? But to an autistic child, there's something here about the brain taking that quite literally, because if you were taught, if your parent or caregiver was teaching you about patience and waiting your turn when it was something you were really excited about or something you really wanted, and you had to wait, you had to be patient until it's your turn. There's something about waiting and patience when it's something you really want. Well, I've been waiting, I've been patient, I'm waiting my turn. Part of your world from The Little Mermaid comes up. And in my turn, wouldn't I love to explore the shore above, out of the sea. Wish I could be part of that world. And it's funny because the synchronicity, I used to sing that song when I was like 3 or 4 or 5 years old. Maybe 4 or 5. Notoriously, that was like my song that I would sing. And if you're still waiting, then it's not your turn. If you're still waiting, then it's not your turn. There's something about that subconscious conditioning. The Hermit. Where in your life now, that is translated into, okay, well, if I'm still waiting, it mustn't be my turn yet. If I'm still waiting, I must still have more work to do. The work that I'm doing, or the efforts that I'm putting forth to pursue what it is I'm trying to manifest or pursue or bring into being, it mustn't be enough. It mustn't be right. It mustn't be what I'm destined for. The universe must not be recognizing that the world, Queen of Pentacles. Must not think I'm ready yet. This isn't about you feeling ready, or you, it's the perception or the very deep belief, or just conditioning. I think conditioning is a better word, that if it's not here yet, I'm not ready. The universe doesn't think I'm ready. God doesn't think I'm ready. It's not my time. And that is where the resistance comes from, because it's like it's a contradiction to what you feel to be true for you. You feel ready. You know all you need to know. You've been doing everything you need to do. You've been committed. You've been dedicated. You've been putting yourself out there. You have been doing all the right things. But it's still not here. So it can only mean that, or it hasn't happened yet. It can only mean that it's not the right time, or I'm not ready, or someone somewhere is not deeming me as good enough yet. And then you feel resistance and frustration and impatient and restless because you know that that's not true. So then what? Two of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. King of Wands. You know you're ready. You feel ready. Your effort reflects that. Your work reflects that. Your output reflects that. Your intentions reflect that. But King of Cups. Bear with me again, guys. Cards. The Magician. Six of Wands. Because you were taught when you really want something, you have to wait for it. You have to wait your turn. You have to be patient. So you're going, when's it my turn? When's it my turn? When's it my turn? But it already is your turn. There's this illusion around your success and your victory because you're in it. And the illusion comes from the perception of not seeing it. Something about you're not seeing what you want. Why not? Four of Swords reversed and Justice. From those two cards, I'm getting the reason you're not seeing the results that you want to see is because you think that you have to do more. But it's like Sorry guys, bear with me. I'm trying to work this out in real time. Because this is deep, like, conditioning and programming. And it's complex. It's very complex, and it makes sense why this has been hindering you for... One sec. Okay. This is crazy. I was talking... and doing the reading. I said, one sec. I heard the door knock. I'm not expecting anyone. No one just shows up to my house. I don't want to go downstairs. I don't want to check. That feels significant. Fear of the unexpected. I'll deal with it later. Oh no, just got a message from my fiance, but it was a Snapchat, so I don't think it's... I feel really dysregulated right now. I'm speaking quietly. That could have, hypothetically speaking, that could have been an opportunity knocking at my door. And because I was in the middle of something else, it wasn't the right time in my brain to feel like I was ready. I wasn't expecting. I didn't want to welcome it, answer it. And it's dysregulated me. I feel like I can't get back into the flow now. I feel like that is very, and for all I know, it could have been like a religious person wanting to talk about the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Like, do you know what I mean? But it could have been something special, something important. Fear of the unexpected. Not feeling ready to be open to unexpected, and maybe not realizing that this is what's blocking the flow. It's almost as if it has to be on your terms. And why can't it be? Sure, but not all things... Guys, I just got a phone call from... someone was returning a call. I had sent out an inquiry about a locksmith that I needed for last weekend. And he was just finally getting back to me and said that my email was in his junk and he only just saw it. So, delays, feeling unprepared for the unexpected. There's something to do with that, and wanting things on your terms, feeling ready when it suits you, could have something to do with the blocks or the debris that is blocking the flow. So Spirit, then what would you say is the... how does the collective work through that? If that is a contributing factor and I'm interpreting that correctly, what's the best way for us as the collective that are dealing with this to work through that energy? Ooh, that felt like a good question, and like I feel optimistic and positive about that question. Direction, because I feel like it's going to be giving us some sort of direction. Something about locks, something about keys. sorting out reasons why you can't get into a door, can't get into a house. That's what happened to us. We've misplaced one key on one of our houses, and one of our houses. What? That's not that's not what this is. We've on one of our doors, and we couldn't get into the house. It's a family member's house, so we're organizing it out. That's crazy. And one of our houses. So that could be a sign for some of you guys that maybe property is part of this. Maybe building a property investment portfolio, that could be a goal. And for others of you, it doesn't have to be, but that could just be a sign for somebody. So Spirit, back to the question, I forgot the question. Just saw something out of the peripheral of my eye. It was like a white mist. Strange. Okay. What was the question? This is very chaotic. This is very, all these interruptions. Interruptions to the order of things. You are someone who doesn't like or can't cope very well with interruptions to order. And if that's not the autistic experience, I don't know what is. Why is that relevant? Why is that necessary? Why is that a contributing factor? And if so, that's the question. How can the collective work through that to unblock that flow so they can get what they want, see the results that they want? 10 of Wands. The Emperor, control. This has, it always comes back to that, doesn't it? What's the deeper meaning here? Because I've also got the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. The 10 of Wands, the Emperor, the 6 of Pentacles. The 10 of Wands really seems to be the main energy that is what is blocking the flow. Like that is the debris. What? Clarify the 10 of Wands, please. Judgment. 3 of Pentacles. Good. This is referencing the first card we got. So this is like a full circle moment. 10 of Cups. Carrying too... Okay, so 10 of Wands is carrying too much. It's being overburdened. It's... I'm just going to pause just so that I can just really just focus and tune in. As I'm tuning in, I'm hearing Make It Happen by Mariah Carey. And then the bottom of the deck is the 5 of Swords. And I'm drawn back to that initial channeling of like what you have been taught did not translate. It translated in a neurotypical way. It was information that wasn't given to you in a neurodivergent way, or in a way that your neurodivergent brain could understand. I keep being brought back to that. And there is going to be a revelation of that. And it has something to do with the, Make It Happen by Mariah Carey. The chorus that I'm hearing, the main part, like the main chorus of that is, I'm hearing bells. What is going on? What are the lyrics, Spirit? Not more than 3 short years ago, I was abandoned and alone. If you believe in yourself enough and know what you want, you're gonna make it happen. Make it happen. And if you get down on your knees at night and pray to the Lord, He's gonna make it happen. Make it happen. If you believe in yourself enough and know what you want, you're gonna make it happen. That's not true. That's literally not true. It's a factor of it. But belief isn't enough. You know this. And if you get down on your knees and pray to the Lord, He's gonna make it happen. Make it happen. There's something about that line. Feeling like maybe the universe or God isn't granting you this wish. For a reason. Ugh, I hate that. There's something like that that's contributing. There's something with the construct or the conditioning that not being given what you've asked for. If the belief that we've been told, like, wait your turn, you have to be patient until it's your turn. Well, if it's not happened, it's not your turn. So, but then when it's something as abstract as this, who decides that? Some of you might have been taught that God decides that. And if you get down on your knees and pray to the Lord, He's gonna make it happen. Make it happen. If you believe in yourself enough and know what you want, you're gonna make it happen. Make it happen. It all comes down to belief. There's 2 different sides there. Those who are taught to believe in a higher power or the universe being the deciding factor. Maybe you are someone that holds both. You believe that Spirit, the universe, will help you get there, and that your own belief and knowing what you want and putting the effort to make it happen, that it should be happening. And what does it mean if you don't make it happen? If it's not happening, what does that mean? And that's the subconscious of it. When you don't see those results in the way that you want them, if you're not seeing results at all, you're not seeing what you want coming to fruition based on the actions you've been taking, well, then what? And then you have people, manifestation coaches, spiritual guides, tarot readers. Then you have people telling you, oh, well, if it's not happened yet, it's because you need to do this. There's always something that you need to do. Instead of just wanting something, there's always conditions attached to what you want. And it goes against the simple desire. Ace of Wands. The Nine of Wands. Some of you, if you're resonating with this, if you're still even watching this far, I don't know if anyone's, look, no one's probably going to give a fuck about this, but I don't care. Someone will hear this and it will resonate with someone. Some of you have this energy inside you, this knowing, this feeling, this craving to create, to do things. You have these desires that you wish to bring forward, but you always seem to be waiting. Ace of Cups. You get these ideas, you follow the inspiration, but the fulfillment of it never comes. The emotional fulfillment, seeing it come to fruition and being able to enjoy your wishes that have come true never seems to, like for some things, but the things that you really want, it's like you can't access it. Why can't they access it? Three of Cups. Strength in reverse. Ugh, this goes back to not being celebrated for your wins, not being praised, congratulated. You were taught you have to wait your turn, but no one has ever told you when it's your turn. Your turn has never come. And growing up, no one celebrated your wins, no one congratulated you, no one taught you or showed you what sowing the seeds or reaping the benefits of your efforts. No one, it was always just, not your turn, not your turn, not your turn, not good enough, not your turn, not your turn. No one rewarded you for your efforts or for your accomplishments. So when you are accomplishing something, when you are doing something, pursuing something, you don't see the results. But when the results are external to you, this isn't about celebrating your own wins, because I feel like that's something you know how to do. Like, you have moments that you are proud of yourself for the things you have done, the things you have accomplished. But right now, in this, I don't get the sense that it's necessarily like you're never content with where you're at. I don't think that. I think it's that you're just not content with where you're at because you're not seeing what you want to see. But what you want to see isn't at a level that is of where you're at right now. So you're like, okay, I will keep putting in effort to get to that level, so I can live that life. I can live that dream. I can realize that goal, make it a reality. The World card. This frustrating energy of like, when is it my turn? Like, I feel that so deeply and so strongly. Now I'm channeling Don't Stop Till You Get Enough by Michael Jackson. Don't stop till you get enough. Don't stop digging. What are the lyrics for that? I feel like I don't even know what the lyrics are because he sings it in his falsetto. I literally couldn't tell you what the fucking lyrics are, other than the chorus. It could be significant. 5 of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. One step at a time, Jordan Sparks. Even if it feels frustrating to hear that. It's just what it is. The only resistance you should be fighting against is the resistance to believe things that don't feel true to you. But when you don't have the answers for something, it makes it really difficult because you're wanting a practical solution. You don't know how to... It's like your first instinct is to go into introspection, problem solving. You're good at that. You're very good at that. So Spirit, what are you saying? What are you suggesting? What is the answer here? There really isn't one. God, that's frustrating. There really isn't one. It's just divine timing. And I don't mean divine timing as in like wait your turn. No. Continue to find ways to enjoy this pursuit. Because it's only a matter of time. And God, that feels like such a slap in the face to end the reading like that. And don't take it personally because I am right here with you with that. Ringing in this ear. Like, it feels like I'm experiencing this too. I'm frustrated alongside you. And Spirit's like, you're not doing anything wrong. Just find ways to enjoy the process. Know that it's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to feel like you haven't done the right things or things aren't moving because you haven't done enough. It's okay to feel like that, but it doesn't make it true. Don't further block your flow by adopting those mindsets or beliefs. Did you see the way that... The fact of the matter is you are already moving forward. Let's go back to the start of the reading when I said growth is there. It's just not where you want it to be. That's it. Just because it's not where you want it to be right now doesn't mean that it won't ever be. The momentum is building. It is a matter of momentum, unfortunately. You can't just... click your fingers, get your magic wand out and boop. Oh. It would be great if we could. But don't let the lack of what you are wanting to see mean don't define that. Don't let that mean anything other than it's just not here yet. It's just not. It's happening. It hasn't happened yet because it's happening. Jesus. It hasn't happened yet because it's happening. It's building. It's growing. And even though it's building and it's growing, and I can acknowledge that it's building and it's growing, I still wish that I could see the results that I want to see. Patience, 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 patience. What do we do while we wait? Find ways to enjoy. Find ways to enjoy doing what we're doing. Find ways to continue to have fun with it, because new ideas will spark from that. New growth will happen from that. Have fun, experiment, try something new. Experiment is really, really strong. Find what works, find what doesn't work. Find ways to enjoy the moment. I look so tired right now. I am tired. Find time to rest. Find ways to visualize or imagine or get in the energy of what it is you want to see without it causing you frustration. Or if you're in that space and then it begins to cause you frustration, then it's time for you to detach and focus on something else. Do something else, try something else. Get back into your everyday routines and habits and motions and whatever have you. It hasn't happened yet because it's happening. It hasn't happened yet because it's not over. You're in the happening. You're in the happening. It's happening right now. It's always happening.